I'm going to do some brows this morning and just correct a little bit of darkness underneath my eyes, mainly because I'm on day 3 of my skin peel, the Image Perfection Lift, and I've got less, more of it peeled off. So I have a lot of new skin that's exposed, and I have still a lot of peeling going on, so I really find it pointless to put on any makeup, but I can use a little bit of Demi to correct underneath my eyes and do a little bit with my eyes, and I'm definitely going to go and do my brows. So first I want to just I had my brows laminated and they're still going strong, so all I have to do is barely touch them and they go back into place. You may have to have them, once you have them laminated, you have to clean them up, pluck them, or get them waxed. It's ideal to start right here is where the beginning is. All right, and then you want to end right about there. Now the arch is really important, so see how I'm doing this? And the corner of the eye, this is where the tail should be. But the arch is really important. If you go too high, you look too surprised. You want it to give you a natural arch like it would be when we were younger. So you would just want to look straight ahead. Take this, look straight through the pupil of your eye. This, line it up with it. And then that right there is where your arch should be. But where should it arch? Could you arch here, here, here? How high should it be? Well, here's the top of my ear. So this should be about the height of the top of your ear. So make the arch go here. And let me show you a little trick. I'm using the hotline brush. So you can make you a little dot and you can connect the dot. So you will get used to, like, there's the top of my ear. Look straight ahead. So that's where the natural arch should be. And then the tail should be about right there. So this gives you 3 places. Now there's multiple ways to do this, to trace out and to fill it out. So I like to start down underneath and go all the way up to the top of that arch right there. I'm using Indigo Contour for filling in my brows. So you see how I did that? I went here, up underneath, and then to that last dot over there in the outer corner. And then I'm just going to fill that part in. Now I'm going to do little brush strokes up so it looks like individual hairs. There are pens that you can use that are really good, gel pens that have a little felt tip on it that work really well, making it look like individual hairs. So you just kind of want to make it look as natural by doing that. I can't concentrate. I'm trying to see my brows and concentrate at the same time. Yeah, I need to look in the mirror. The phone doesn't show it up really good. So I'm not going to put full face makeup on because I'm peeling really good. And when I touch it, it's just more skin comes off, and so I don't want to force anything. I want it to come off naturally. So I'm taking my little spoolie in and I want to fade it just a little bit right here and soften it. And that way it looks more natural. I'm gonna do the other one. Use my Demi just to brighten my eyes just a little bit underneath so I don't look so tired. So I'm going to use my little Demi palette that I have, and I'm only going to use the brights. I'm just going to do my eyes. I'm not going to do cheek color. I'm not going to do sculpt. I'm just going to take care of a few distractions and be done. I'm definitely kind of dark color here and right in there. And what you'll learn, or I have learned from color matching ladies in person, is we always seem like we have really dark circles, and really and truly what it is sun damage from years of getting too much sun in these areas. That this seems, there's a lot of pigmentation here. And a lot of ladies that I've color matched in person, we all have that similar thing from years of getting too much sun right here. And because this is more translucent, there's not a bone there. So light is traveling through it. So you've got blood flow, plus you've got pigmentation that light is traveling through, making this very, very, very shadowy. So if you have any kind of hollowness, it's going to look even more dark. So if you're young and you're on here, or if you have young girls, if I know they tan and they get out in the sun and they sunbathe, I know I did, wish I didn't. But if you could just encourage them to put sunscreen here, later on, they will not have to struggle with dark circles like most of us, or like I have done. And most of this is all pigmentation. Right there, that looks really dark, but that's hyperpigmentation. That's all that is. So I'm just going to take care of that hyperpigmentation right there, and you're going to see how my eye just brightens up just a little bit. It's muddy and green, so that is going to be green, so I would need some red. And because it's in a hollow part and blood flow behind there, it's got some blue in it, so I'm going to use some red orange color. So my red orange color that I'm going to use is right here. It's a red orange one to brighten, and that's the only one I'm going to use right now. And I want to be very intentional. I'm trying to stay in focus here. Where I place it, I don't want to smear everywhere. I'm just going to touch the darkest spot using this spot brush, a tiny little brush. And being very, very intentional where I place it. And you will find you just go to the darkest points. You're not going to have to place it everywhere. Do you see that little white spot? That's because I went outside the perimeter of the darkest area. Okay. All right, now as I come down in here where it gets close to the bone of the eye, it's going to be more blue because of shadow. So I'm going to move to a more red orange, and I'm just going to touch it up. I'm not going to be able to take, I'm not going to do all the distractions because of skin peeling. I just want the eyes just to be a little brighter. Now let me back out. Do you see that? Look at the difference. It's much more brighter than here, less tired. It looks more even tone, and you saw I just touched in that little spot right there. Okay, that's all it took. Do a little, it's more blue right here. And when I look down, you see that little green patch? I'm just going to use plain old red one. So there's orange one and red one. So I'm just going to use some red because it looks muddy up on top of it. There is a freckle that looks really green. Okay, so right here, I'm gonna do the same exact thing. So this is much better. And I turn side to side. There's a little patch of, I think that's red. Yes, it is red. We'll see if it's red. I wanna use some green. So remember, red and green cancel each other. See, when I do that, that's just skin peeling, and it's just going to show that skin peeling, so I'm just not gonna mess with it. So now I'm going to take care of this eye. Definitely the same thing. Sometimes your eyes are not the same. So I'm going to start with my red orange for the hyperpigmentation. I do have less pigmentation in this spot than I did my other spot. So it's only like a couple of little 3 dots. And if you get too much, you just tap it with your finger. And then I'm going to use more orange. Orange red on the outer side of that because it's shadowy. See this little part? That's shadowy, so I'm going to use shadows. Anything with shadows, just know is blue. All right, so that's all I'm going to do. I touched right there. I'm finished. Isn't that crazy? And it looks like it's all I need to do. I could do more stuff, but that's it. All right, here. I'm going to do some contouring on my eyes, the sculpts. And I'm going to use, today, I want to look at my eyelids a second. So This is shadowed, right? But it's more purple. And so I'm just going to cancel that just a little bit with some yellow. Purple and yellow cancel each other. And this is my purple sculpt. And I'm using the next larger brush. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the yellow sculpt. And because I'm very purple in there, purple and yellow cancel each other. And I'm just going to do a little bit right there. Now I want a little more depth right here, so I'm going to build on that with the purple sculpt just to lift and give me contour up there where my eyelid droops just a little bit. And I'm going to bring that purple right there. And that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do a lot. See that little, see how that looks like a, see that piece of skin right there and how it's bright and it comes forward? I'm going to put a little shadow on that, just a little, and kind of push it back. Anything with dark color recesses back. So I'm using a little purple sculpt there, and see that lifts my eye even more. Take right in here, see it's very dark, so it definitely has blue in it. Anything with significant color has blue, plus it's hollow in there, so that's shadow. But there is some purple to it. So I'm going to use something called yellow orange 1. And I'm just going to use that one. And here, just in that little dark spot, just touch it. Totally done. I love it. Let's do a little bit on my lips. I'm going to use some red sculpt because I have some freckling around my mouth, around the perimeter. I have some hyperpigmentation, so those are typically green. So red sculpt helps with the green. I mean, so little. This is the red sculpt, NR. I'm rocking it. Oh. Called RV7. RV, okay, so it looks really, really dark. You see that? But it is really pretty. And so I'm just going to touch in areas where I don't have some color, and that typically happens to us the older we get, around the perimeter. I'm not going over the red sculpt. See right here, there's like a white spot. So I don't want to do the whole lip. I'm just going to where here it's whiter, not as dark. So it doesn't look, makes my lips look pale. So right in there. And see, I have like a lack of color there. So I'm just touching with that and just balancing it. And see how that automatically is balancing my lip color. Now I want to add a little bit of, I have freckles in my lips, so I'm going to use a red orange and just touch it on, there's a dark spot. I'm using a red orange and I'm done. Okay, see that little spot right there? Muddy green. Muddy, swampy looking. You see that? Muddy, swampy looking. So muddy, swampy looking is green. So I want to use red. Red and green cancel each other, so think Christmas. So I'm just barely going to touch my red one. Just barely touch it. And I'm just going to stay right on that spot. Disappears. It's gone. It's all it took. Look, that is gone, and it will last all day. So now I'm ready to go. I have just touched my eyes. I did my brows, put on some mascara, did my lips a little bit, and I am going to go barefaced today. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great Saturday. If you have any questions, let me know. And if you're interested and have any questions, let me know.